Welcome to the Sun today for the 12th of April 2025. We have some flares at last. The last few days have been very quiet with just a few C flares and the odd M flare. But today we actually have something to talk about. Here's a quick summary of solar activity. The sunspot number dropped to about 125. You can compare that with what it was when the same face of the sun was pointing towards the Earth during the last rotation, and it's dropped quite considerably. It was over 200. There were no new sunspot regions appeared. Flare activity is what I've been talking about. We had 15 C flares, which is quite impressive, 7 M flares, unfortunately no X flares, and 12 CMEs. All those numbers are much higher than what we've been getting recently. Also, the solar wind speed increased to about 500 kilometers per second. Here's an image of the disk showing the sunspots that are there. There are 7 regions on the disk at the moment. The total area has increased quite significantly to over 1100 millionths of the sun's surface area. We don't seem to have any new sunspots coming over the east limb at the moment, but that may change in the next few days. We are, however, losing a couple of regions over the west limb, and in a couple of days we'll be losing 4055, which is the region that's been giving us the extra activity. And that's going to be a shame, because if that starts producing major flares, we'll miss them. Despite all this solar activity, geospace has been relatively quiet, although somewhat disturbed in the last few hours. We have a G1 geomagnetic storm. That's a weak geomagnetic storm in progress. But if you look at the forecast for the auroral arc, it looks pretty bland. So I don't think we're going to get any major aurora at lower latitudes. The main indicator of solar activity is the soft X-ray emission measured by the GOES spacecraft. The background level at the moment is at C4, which is quite high. It's the highest it's been for quite some time. But you can see all the M flares and C flares that have occurred in the last 24 to 36 hours. I'm going to show you a couple of movies. One is going to be a 94 angstrom movie of the full disk, which shows where most of the activity is occurring, i.e. in active region 4055 up in the northwest corner. And then I'm going to focus in on that region to see the details of the flares using the 131 angstrom channel. That's the 10 million degree channel. The companion of solar activity in terms of flares are coronal mass ejections. We had 12 coronal mass ejections recorded by SOHO, and I'm going to show you a movie of C2, C3 LASCO chronograph in a second. But during that movie, can you spot the comet? It's not easy, but there is one there. Now the speculative part, tomorrow's forecast. I suspect the sunspot number will remain similar until we lose those few regions over the west limb, and if we don't get any new ones either emerging or coming over the east limb. I think the high flare rate will be maintained at least while 4055 is on the disk. The solar wind speed will remain high for at least for a while. We'll maybe continue to get weak geomagnetic storms. It might even intensify a little by tomorrow. We'll see. Once again, thank you for listening. If you enjoy these videos, please pass them on to friends or neighbors or relations who you think might benefit from understanding more about how the sun works. And so until next time, stay safe and goodbye.